Hi everyone and welcome to First Come First Served, another seasonal championship in the spring of Series 7, the last season of Series, so we'll get to the German cars next month, but for now we need to drive Buick cars in C-Class on road racing, and there's only 2 Buick cars in the whole game, so it wasn't particularly a lot of choice. So my criteria for the selection of the car was whether the tune and paint combination made by my friends or the people I like and that works well. So here we have it, this Buick Regal that I'm driving, painted for you by PTG Wildcat and tuned by Equinix. Not the first time I'm using Equinix's tunes, and so far so good, never been a failure, so that's good news. Now on this track the first section is pretty much a long straight where AI has a chance to take off, but as you can see, the moment we get to actual corners they stand no chance again. I'm up in third, now second already, and gonna be challenging for the first, driving the same car I do, but obviously missing a good tune and paint. And if you didn't know that, a good paint gives extra 50 horsepower in Forza Horizon 5, so never ever disregard the livery of the car. Now we are already ahead of the pack and immediately the gap widens, so as you can imagine it's not going to be a difficult one. Basically the lower class plus road racing is the easiest combination you can actually get for the seasonal championships or even trials alike. This week's trial is a good proof of that. It has not been challenging at all. We are nearing the end of the first race, 3/4 done, and I will tell you my opinion about this car in general. The tune obviously works, but I have a little bit of a opinion of this kind of cars, but that will have to wait till the second race. Now we just need to make it through this last slow corner, which is usually a place where a whole lot of people end up piling up in any kind of online racing, whether that's a Horizon Open or trial. At the finish line with a nice gap to AI's, easy peasy I would say, in 2 minutes 27. Not the best time really, but hey, let's look how the second race goes for us. Now here we are in Baia de Plano. I actually quite like this circuit. I spent quite a bit of time on it in Rivals in various classes, including C-Class. I will need to have a look at the leaderboards later on after doing this video, just to compare my time in this Buick versus what I actually did in the car I tried to set a good time. Now this is a perfect moment to voice my opinion about these cars. When I look at them racing, especially when there's a bunch of cars like this Buick, well, all of them are Buicks on the field, it almost feels like we are racing on suitcases with wheels. You know, I can't imagine a car less suitable for racing. Even the meme cars, you know, the Reliant super vans or trucks, kinda have a place of weird racing, but this, I don't know. I hope I'm not hurting anyone's feelings, because I know every kind of a car has their own fan base, but this bulky square view or feel of these cars really makes me feel like you couldn't choose the not worse, but less suitable car to do circuit racing. That is my personal opinion though. I never ever try to push my opinion on anybody, but I would rather drive something a little bit more nimble, or if we want to go for American classic, I would go for something proper muscle car, you know, some kind of a Dodge or Mustang, something like that. But yeah, I guess there is a reason why there's only 2 Buicks in the game. I guess the fan base, whatever it is not huge. I don't know how competitive this car overall. As I said, I will need to check the rivals time. I didn't think of it beforehand, but the track is very nice, and if you wanna have a circuit track to use for practicing, I actually quite recommend it. It has a nice combination of various corners. It is a very nice flow, so once you catch the rhythm, you can actually go along this track in a one continuous flow, which really helps to build that racing rhythm that keeps you going fast. So yeah, and it's at the same time it's very short, so you won't spend huge amount of time doing lap after lap. If you do a mistake on one lap, the time between you trying it again is very short, which also helps, you know, memorizing the corners and memorizing what you actually need to do, which is much harder if you choose something longer and need to remember, get back that muscle memory full 2 or 3 minutes later. Right, this is it for the second race. Let's move on to the next. Oh, for the third race we have a Lookout circuit. Another fine circuit, but it has that last section, the combination of corners, which I actually always mess up. I just can't seem to master it. I need to spend some extra time on it. And we have a little bit of a wet. It seemed to have rained just recently, but that doesn't seem to affect us in any significant way to speak of. We're already passing some cars on the way, and we will be passing more. A little bit of a sideways contact, but not much. I think that guy doesn't mind. We're catching up with the main pack, and you can see they are all very tight together. So once we get on in the attack range like this, we will pass a whole bunch at once. A little bit of a sandwich between the two cars, so I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I smashed one of them on the side, which is not very elegant, but you know, as I mentioned before, these cars and elegance are not really close up together for me, and maybe that's the problem. I somewhere deep inside, despite all the, you know, power and horsepower and torque, I want the cars to be beautiful and elegant, and that is what I'm missing in cars like this. A little bit of a slide in the corner, probably caused by the wet conditions or me just talking too much, but that doesn't seem to really be able to change the outcome, which is not a huge surprise. I wonder if anybody actually has difficulty in tackling these seasonal championships. I guess probably at the lower skill level they might prove challenging, but if you do have an issue beating these championships, I can only encourage you to practice them more, because there used to be a time when I was like this. My experience with racing games was not always very big, and used to be a time when my understanding of racing games was Need for Speed Underground 2, where you floor it and ride the walls and basically smash any AI you see, and that kind of works to get you through the whole game. So don't be discouraged by a perceived difficulty of driver tasks in Forza Horizon. They are actually much easier once you get to the grips with controlling the cars and staying on the road and avoiding collisions, of all things. Try to practice in these championships and you'll get better and faster in no time. I won't promise you the world records. I didn't reach and probably will never reach that stage myself, but you can be decently fast, winning these championships without an effort and winning some of the online races every now and then. And with that, we are approaching the finish of first come, first served. Obviously, I came first, so I expect to be served right after the podium ceremony. With that, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.